Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy over at the Red Eye News Deck. Andy, you doing okay?
Yeah, I am, Tom.
Oh, I thought you'd be sad about the Mets.
Nah, we got DeGrom going in Game 6, then Syndergaard in Game 7, so I feel pretty confident about it.
Andy, I have some bad news for you.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, Tom. DeGrom looked shaky his last time out. Syndergaard's pretty inexperienced to be pitching a Game 7, but I have faith.
No, that's not in, Andy.
Yeah, I know. Cespedes might not be able to play, but honestly, the way he's been hitting, I can live with that. And besides, Bogaerts looked pretty good at the plate.
I don't know how to tell you this, Andy.
You got to believe, Tom. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets. Everybody.
Let's welcome our guests. Excuse me, Vanna. Yes, her last name would like to buy a vowel. Reporter for the National Review and Fox News contributor Katherine Timpf. His accent drives ladies mad, and his rhetoric drives liberals crazy. National Review staff writer Charles Cooke. She's hosted dating shows, cooking shows, and talk shows. She's like a daytime triple threat. Comedian Lynne Koplitz. And he wrote a book about being a cabbie. You can buy it in the back of his cab. Comedian Jimmy Failla. Okay, let's start the show. Should he fix it or nix it? Amid calls for Jeb Bush to quit the race, the former Florida governor is relaunching his campaign with a bus tour and a new slogan, Jeb Can Fix It. His campaign appears to be referring to the country's problems, but it's hard to ignore the subtext. Jeb's not dead, he can turn things around. Jeb has also hired a new campaign manager, Oscar Goldman, who's told reporters, quote, "We can rebuild him, we have the technology." All right, that might not be entirely true. On Monday, the campaign released a new ad.
After 7 years of incompetence, corruption, and gridlock in Washington, we need a president who can fix it. I can fix it. Massive deficits, historic debt. I can fix it. Workers' wages remaining stagnant. Historic cuts to our military. I can fix it.
Uh-oh, that'll leave a mark.
I can fix it. I can fix it.
You sit and split.
I know I can fix it because I've done it.
It has the strength to withstand storm force winds. Amazing.
Wow. Amazing.
That is inspiring, isn't it? Awesome. So, is Bush tough enough to come back? One reporter wanted to know.
Talk about your resilience, because some people don't think you know how to fight.
Man, they don't know me. They don't know me.
Did you sign this too, Luke?
I eat nails when I wake up, and then I have breakfast.
Oh, my God. There it is. That's all the proof you need. Lynn, he eats nails when he wakes up.
If you have to tell people you're tough, you're not that tough.
Oh, man.
Like Hillary and Donald are walking around trying to be likable. Mm-hmm. You know, they do eat nails for breakfast. She eats in a bowl her morning.
In a bowl? It's nice he puts them in a bowl, right?
Specifically, she's not an animal.
She has so many.
She's not an animal.
Otherwise,
she's
it'd be
a refined
uncivilized.
person. Yeah.
But look, I mean, that's the thing. He has to say it because no one's buying the Jeb thing, so he's got to go out and tell him. Why not? His campaign manager said, you got to tell him.
And I think the fix it thing is from what's always happened in their family. Like George breaks it and Jeb fixes it.
Oh, yeah, that goes back to childhood, doesn't it?
That's what I think. I think this is like what his mom said. Like Barbara was like, you know what we could do for the campaign? What we've always done. Your
Jeb
brother
can
broke
fix it.
I can fix it.
Oh, yes.
Poor Jeb.
It could work. Look, Jeb's got to do something right.
I feel bad for Jeb, because here's the thing with Jeb. Jeb is kind of like, he's kind of a decent guy. He's like the decent guy who's trying to pledge a fraternity, but his brother burnt down the frat house like 4 years earlier, so no one's giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I have this crack theory. I have this crack theory that at this point, like he's only hanging around on the off chance that his dad dies and he becomes a sentimental favorite. That's my crack theory. Because they keep making this poor guy go.
That's not a crack. That's a theory you have when you're on crack.
Maybe. But they keep making the guy go skydiving. He's like 91 years old. I don't like it.
Look, I think that you're right that Jeb Bush seems like a nice guy, so maybe that's not good for the beginning, but it's a good way to close if he can hold on, right, Katherine?
Look, I agree with you. I have never felt so bad for somebody so unbelievably privileged.
No.
He's had every advantage privilege in the world,
so
and I'm
funny.
still like, oh, I would not trade places with you, ever. He can't do anything that's not embarrassing. Everything he does, everything he says, every time you see his posture, it's all just so embarrassing.
But
why can't you pull it together? Pull it together, bro.
Well, I'll tell you why he can't pull it together, Katherine. And I think, Charles, you're going to agree with me on this. He isn't privileged. The problem that he is running is that everyone thinks he's privileged. They think he's walking into it.
He's
they
a
think
Bush.
he's like a little Lord Fauntleroy. So, but the thing is, imagine if the same candidate, Jeb, was an unknown. We wouldn't be giving him such a hard time, would we?
No, but he wouldn't be there in the first place.
You may be right about that.
My problem with him is I actually don't think he's being sort of the nice gentleman at the moment. If you look at what he did to Rubio this week, he's being a bit of a bastard, actually, on his way out.
I see.
And the other problem he has is that he does seem to be bringing up a whole bunch of stuff Republicans don't want to talk about because he's defending his brother. And so we're relitigating 9/11, we're relitigating Iraq, we're relitigating the Bush economy. Republicans don't want to talk about that. The fact that he's there is bad news for them.
Yes. Okay, all right. We wouldn't be talking about it if not for him. So it's not entirely his fault then,
Well,
right?
I said I feel bad for him. I would give him a hug, and I generally don't like to be touched at all.
So that's a big deal for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel bad for him, but
Oh, Jeb.
All right, well,
contact you.
let's perk up your spirits and talk about the Democrats. Bernie Sanders released his first TV ad. Take a look.
Bernie Sanders was conceived in the Statue of Liberty. He was forced to wear this silly hat for his whole childhood. He fled from his high school in a pair of running shorts. He debated this old guy in college, and look, here he is with Martin Luther King. It's like the movie Forrest Gump. He went for a walk and thrust his arms up in the air, and eventually became a model for lens crafters.
I'm Bernie Sanders, and I approve this message.
That's a nice ad, isn't it? I think we doctored that a little. Here's the real ad.
The son of a Polish immigrant who grew up in a Brooklyn tenement. He went to public schools, then college, where the work of his life began, fighting injustice and inequality, speaking truth to power. He moved to Vermont, won election and praise as one of America's best mayors.
That's it. That's fantastic, isn't it, Katherine? Okay, Bernie he's been kind of a sentimental favorite, all right? But they've basically declared that the nomination is going to Hillary. So now he's got to pull out the guns, right?
well, he's much cuter. He does have that going for him.
Yeah.
Is that sexist? But he's running a more positive campaign, but I love this ad because he was able to be insulting to Hillary without technically being insulting to Hillary. The part that was like, an honest leader.
Oh, I loved his
Oh, right. I didn't even notice that.
Voted no on the Iraq war.
Yeah.
Look at this likable person who grew up with all these difficulties. Bernie Sanders and his cute little smiling face. He was able to be insulting by being so nice and likable, which is something she cannot do. She is grotesque.
Well, I mean, she does have a problem with dealing with the warmth issue, doesn't she,
Yeah.
Lynne?
Well, I think what you're saying is Bernie's more passive aggressive, where Hillary is more aggressive aggressive.
Yes.
And I appreciate aggressive aggressive.
You do.
I
That's
tend
why-
to be a little bit like that myself. So.
Isn't that what's going to, that is how she's going to counter a kind of the sexist mindset, the fact that everyone thinks she's really tough,
I mean,
right?
she lies a lot, so there's that.
Yeah.
And people do feel like she's kind of a dude. Like, I don't think it's not like a regular lady running. She's a little bit of a dude.
Yeah.
Except she has a bowl of balls.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I feel
In spirit, you're saying, in spirit.
Yeah,
She's not
in
letting this
spirit.
ball
I'm not
conspiracy
saying,
go.
with all
By
the
the way.
gender crap, I'm not saying she's a dude.
I didn't know. I just wanted to
Gender
make
is
sure.
a social construct, as we all know.
I caught a lot of heat on this panel for saying Bush's dad might die. You have a bowl of Hillary harvested and you're getting nothing. By
Yes.
the way.
I mean,
Who do you know?
It's
Who do you know?
That's fine. Look, I want to get back to the GOP.
Sorry.
The GOP presidential hopefuls have a list of demands, and if the networks moderating the debates don't comply, Jim Gilmore is going to kill a hostage every 15 minutes. I'm only kidding. But he needs to do something to stick out from the pack, right? After CNBC's FUBAR GOP debate, the Republican campaigns met and drafted a letter of very specific demands for future debates. Among them, 30-second opening and closing statements, no hand-raising questions, no lightning rounds, no candidate-to-candidate questioning, and an exact room temperature of 67 degrees. I wonder which one of the candidates felt they needed to have his or her hand on the thermostat. Democrats also released a list of their demands. They include, don't change anything, the fewer debates the better, do whatever Hillary wants you to do, and candles that smell like baked goods. That would help, wouldn't it? I think with the spirit of the debate. Charles, what do you think? Should these candidates be making demands at all?
Yeah.
They should.
I don't understand why people are upset by this. That debate was a complete disaster. The questions were preposterous, and the candidates in the Republican Party get to run their own primaries. This is a perfect example of media entitlement. You have all of these people who think, well, okay, I'm not going to make too much money being a journalist, but at least I'll be powerful. And suddenly along comes Donald Trump and says, I don't really want to do what you want me to do. And they're all sitting there thinking, oh my God, now I have nothing.
Yes.
Now I have no money and I have no power over these politicians. What can I do? And so they're pretending that this is some affront to the First Amendment. No, it's not. It's just that John Harwood is an idiot.
I want to disagree with you, but he always convinces me whatever he's saying. But you have a but for him.
Yeah, I don't think the Republican Party gets.
Later.
Is it the time?
We agreed not to out me on national television.
I think you just outed yourself.
And when we get home, you can use your real accent.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun.
He's from Brooklyn.
It'll be fine. All right, Sal. So anyway, I don't think the Republican Party gets that the public isn't tuning in because they want to see a refined spectacle where the issues are addressed and everyone is civil. This is like bum fights. The reason it's getting 24 million hits is because it's a fracas and we want to watch that.
We want Real Housewives.
Yeah, we want a Real Housewives show. That's why this is working.
We should get them all drunk first and blindfold them and then make them debate each other.
Yes, but that's it.
And talk about their kids.
You're making.
I don't really care about their kids.
You make a good point, Jimmy, but Katherine, the thing is that the candidates don't want that kind of cage match. They don't want that. They want to present their issues so that voters will vote for them. They don't care about the ratings that CNBC gets, right?
See, but they were the ones kind of out of control at the last debate. You can make these rules, no questioning each other. They told them to stop talking the last one. What are they going to do? Kill them? What are they going to do? Throw them in the penalty box? They can really do whatever they want.
Yes.
I also think they're shooting themselves in the foot because the best moments for all the candidates was when they had a go at the moderators, right? So now they're saying, well, we don't want the moderators to be out of control. But Ted Cruz's sort of highlight of his entire primary campaign was shouting at the CNBC guy, which I think was totally justified.
That's right. So now Charles agrees with me that I don't think it's conduct becoming these candidates to whine and complain about the debate question.
Because you're a comedian at heart, and we are adaptable creatures.
That's right.
We go into a situation and you're like a hooker. You're just doing what you're told to do to get your $20.
That is so
and that's
true,
what I want
isn't
to
it?
say to all them. Just do it. Just get in the back of the Cadillac and take it.
So,
just do it.
So, Lynn, when you're on stage...
Is that too much for this show?
No, I love it. You classed it up.
It was a Cadillac.
Yeah, you said Cadillac.
You'll find out when the show is cancelled later on.
But Lynn, so do you like that when the show starts to go awry and the audience is starting to exert control, you go with it?
That's when I put the dishes in the sink and run into the living room to watch. I turn it on and I start to do stuff around the house, and when I hear, excuse me, I'm going to see what's happening.
You love it, but I'm saying when you're on stage, you don't like it when the audience takes control.
Oh, yes, I love it. They never take control. I'm the silverback, Tom Shillue.
That's right.
I take control.
See? So that's all the candidates are trying to do. They're trying to be their own silverbacks.
That sounds like a Craigslist ad, by the way.
But they should do it on camera. I want to see them take it back right there, live. Right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm not in the market for a used car, nor do I live in Kansas. Those are just two fun facts about myself. But if I was looking for a pre-owned vehicle in the Wichita area, I would definitely stop at Priority Motorsports after seeing this commercial.
Hey there, Jeff Horning here at Priority Motorsports, offering up some of the best selection of pre-owned vehicles that you're ever going to find in the entire state. So don't wait. You can get zero down, zero money, zero interest, zero payments for 90 days. All you got to do is get down to Priority Motorsports, 5817 East Kellogg, and pick out your whip so you can nae nae. Pick out your whip so you can nae nae. And do the stanky leg, do the stanky leg. Throw a little stanky leg, do the broken leg, do the broken leg. Do a little stanky leg, do a little bit stanky leg. Come on, pick out your whip so you can nae nae. Pick out your whip so you can nae nae. Priority Motorsports, transportation for every generation.
I'll never forget the name of Priority Motorsports. Katherine, all of you, this proves this ad works. When we were running the ad, when he was talking about the cars, you were all looking down at the table, and then when he started doing the stanky leg, you all just looked up.
Exactly. I believe the technical term for that is crushing it.
He was crushing it.
He's little dinky auto whatever
Priority Motorsport
is all over the country, everywhere. He crushed it. Now you don't have to know anything. You don't have to be good at anything. You just have to be able to do something in front of a camera that people are going to want to click on.
Yeah, but I might
That's
have
really
to ask
how it
Charles,
is.
what price dignity, Charles?
Well, I was going to say that if this doesn't spur Congress to finally do mental health reform, nothing will.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous. I'm just pleased that there's finally something that is more embarrassing than me trying to dance.
Well, you know what? This guy didn't even. He's the stanky leg is a side to side, right? He was doing some kind of like country western thing. Stanky leg is really. You just got to get down and do it,
It
right?
looks like something his 7-year-old dared him to do. That's what it looks like to me.
Yes, but again, it's what I bet you his lot is going to be full this weekend, right?
Yep.
I remember Priority Motorsports.
Exactly. This guy, okay, you've had to drum up your own business in the past. Isn't that right?
Well, it is a genius move. He is going to get all the attention in the world. Plus, he just won season 8 of America's Got Issues. The guy's ridiculous. But I want to say this. The thing about it that threw me, that I thought was the bigger faux pas, is he's a used car salesman, and he has sunglasses on. You know how everybody always has this preconceived notion that they're shady anyway?
Yes.
Did you not look at that guy dancing in that lot with all those repossessed vehicles and believe you were going to get a rent-a-center finance deal?
You're definitely right. That was the weird thing about
That's
this
the part that threw me.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is that if you're going to go with the used dealer, I think you want a little bit of a shady character. I feel like they know what they're getting into.
Just to drive the pencil moustache.
Maybe there was
Exactly.
Xanax involved.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, a real story about fake guns. It's a very special moment with Tom next. A good guy with a gun killed a bad guy with a gun. It's just like the NRA slogan. But it turns out that the bad guy's gun was fake, making it sad and ironic, according to Gawker.com. The bad guy, Reginald Gildersleeve, was killed while trying to rob a store. The shooter was a customer who had a concealed gun permit and was legally carrying the weapon. Gawker's Andy Cush laments that the shooter will not be charged with a crime. Here's his logic. Robbery with a fake weapon is not punishable by the death penalty in Illinois or anywhere else. And a yokel with a handgun and a messiah complex is not a substitute for the police, judge, jury, and executioner. Oh, Andy Cush, you fail my logic class this semester. Holding up a store with a real gun is not punishable by the death penalty either. But if someone shoots you when you do that, we say A-OK. And when you hold up a store with a fake gun, you are asking, yay, demanding, to be treated as a person with a real gun. So you also got just what was coming to you, a nice dirt nap. Charles, I like to end monologues with a dirt nap. It's a nice, clean way to end things. You refused to take my logic class, but do you agree with me?
I completely agree with you. If you hold up a store and the person who has the gun pointed at them believes that you are threatening their life, they can take action. And indeed, if anyone else is in the store, they can take action. And you know what's really silly here is I read so many people today saying, well, he should have shot to wound him. This is a nonsense myth that you hear in America. Firstly, you can't shoot to wound anyone. Nobody's that good a shot. This is not some sort of 1940s cowboy movie. But secondly,
he shoot the gun out of his hand. Pew!
Exactly. Or they used to wing the ear, right?
Yes.
But the thing is that it's also illegal. I mean, if you have sort of just cause to open fire on somebody, then you have to have just cause to hurt them up to the point of death, otherwise you can't open fire. This guy clearly did because someone was pointing a gun, or at least he thought they were pointing a gun, and threatening the life of somebody else. It's pretty much open and shut.
Why does this guy think it would be better to bring a fake gun?
Exactly.
That's what I understand. What would the benefit of bringing a fake gun instead of a real gun?
I
Either
guess.
way, everybody thinks you have a real gun.
Yeah, I guess it's like the old thing where they would put their hand inside the. Why did they do that?
Picture him buying it like.
Well, probably because they can't afford a real gun.
That's it.
That's because they have bananas.
Well, why didn't he rob a gun store?
I was going to say they're going to use the robbery money.
Wait, why did they not rob a gun store? I think this story explains why they didn't rob a gun store.
The only reason that this has been reported in the national news is because it's ambiguous. Every day, all up and down this country, people save other people with firearms, and it's never in the press. This is in the press so that we will sit here saying, was it justified, was it not justified? Had it been clear-cut, they'd never have reported it.
Exactly, and I think it is clear-cut, Kat. This guy had a. So what if he had a fake gun? He was a hold-up.
Yeah.
He was holding up.
He was trying to. I don't feel bad for him at all. Sorry.
Yeah, so why does Gawker? What is their thing?
Well, because
are they
it's a
just
great way
anti-gun?
to spin it. In the headline, it's like, bad guy with the gun, or good guy with the gun shoots a bad guy with the gun, except it was a fake gun. Makes it sound like he had a super soaker around, and it was like someone shot him on the street. He was trying to rob a store, and people were under the impression he was going to blow their heads off. If anyone's trying to blow my head off, I would blow their head off.
Absolutely.
You agree, Lynn? This was said all in the news today. There was references to toy gun and paintball gun, as if it was making it like it was some kind of a game he was playing.
He didn't run in a neon jumpsuit. Hey!
In which case you shoot him anyway.
What do you say? Excuse me, sir, is that a real gun? Is that a real gun or a fake gun? Because if it's a real gun, I'm going to shoot you, but if it's not, I'm not. So let me know. What were they supposed to do?
And you don't walk in and go, this is a fake gun, give me all your money.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, Jimmy, that this fella Andy from Gawker has never been held up at gunpoint. I want to ask about you. You were in a cab. Had you ever had anyone try to squeeze your money from you?
Yes, but here's the thing. When you're driving a cab full time, you want to die. So you're actually rooting for that guy to get in. You're like, where you been all my life, sweet thing? I've been looking for you.
Really?
You're holding the gun, do it.
Come on, man. That's not a real gun, you wuss. Yeah, that's what it is.
So when you were driving the cab, they have that divider behind you, the plastic divider.
Yeah.
They don't in other cities, but in New York they have it. Did you pass the money through that? Was that the way you exchanged?
Yeah, they would. And the funny thing about that divider is, though, for real, is like you can shut the divider, but the guy can just walk around and shoot you through the window anyway.
Yes.
You know?
I always wondered why we were putting our money in that weird little door and pushing it to the cab driver. The whole thing.
Some people like the speakeasy feel, like a secret knock and stuff like that. But
that's how we met, I think.
You and me. You're really going with this.
He really is. He really loves you.
It's a thing. But no, it is addition by subtraction. I hate the people who have tried to contextualize the argument by saying, well, shoplifting isn't punishable by death. They make it sound like he stuck an iPhone in his wallet, tiptoed through the metal detector, and the guy just shot him in the back. He wasn't shoplifting. He was attempting to rob someone at gunpoint.
Right.
I think we all agree on my monologue. Okay. Coming up, it's everybody's favorite time of day. Halftime with TV's Andy Levy. Don't go anywhere. And I'll be headlining the Boston Comedy Festival on November 14th. Come say hello. Go to bostoncomedyfestival.com to get a ticket. Welcome back. It's time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
How are you, Tom?
Good.
Good. Our producer, Ben, told me Mets are up 2-1.
Oh, that.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Got to get through this quickly. So.
Okay.
Jeb Can Fix It. Lynne, you said Hillary eats in the morning in a bowl. So you're saying she's classy like that?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, good for
Don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Andy.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's dope.
Jimmy, you said you feel bad for Jeb.
In a weird way, yeah.
You kind of want to pat him on the head, don't you?
The Jeb man?
Yeah, it's just like, oh.
You know what he reminds me of? He can't emote. He reminds me of the robot in Small Wonder. Do you remember the show Small Wonder?
I love that
With
robot.
that Becky girl. It's
The
just,
little redhead.
Yeah. Jeb can fix it. You know, it's very, I don't like it.
Yeah. Kat, you said Jeb needs to pull it together.
Yeah.
What if this is Jeb pulling it together?
That's really bad. That's really bad. I think it'd be more interesting for his campaign if he fell apart then.
Exactly.
I'd love to watch the train wreck.
That's the thing. I think he needs to fall apart.
Yeah, he should stop sleeping, start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good plan. I should be in charge of his campaign.
I thought this was my plan.
I appropriated it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charles, you said your problem with Jeb is he's not being a nice guy. He's being actually a bit of a bastard. Isn't that what non-tough people do when they try to be tough?
Yeah. Pretty much. I also think it's entitlement, though.
Yeah.
I think he's played this whole game all the way through. I have to earn this. But the subtext is, I don't have to earn it. And now that he's now that he's not earning it, he's thinking, I'm just going to bring everyone down with me.
Yeah. Do you think he should drop out?
I do think he should drop out. Absolutely.
Okay. Me too.
Andy, everybody in America...
You don't need to drop out, Andy.
Everybody in America thinks he should come out except Terry Collins. He's the only one who wants to leave him in.
Okay, you know what? First of all, too soon. Second of all, there was nothing wrong with sending Harvey back out to start the ninth. In fact, I would argue it was the right call. The problem was, after he walked the leadoff batter, he should have been taken out.
He's got to go,
That was where Collins made the mistake.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for bringing that up. And again, I'm still confident they're going to win this.
This is Andy from Hell's Kitchen, long time, first time.
Sanders' first ad. Kat, I agree completely with what you said. The best part of the ad for me was at the end where the voiceover calls Bernie an honest leader. But the thing is, this flies into the face of what he did at the debate when he kind of shut down the questions about her emails.
Right, and so everybody left that thinking he was a nice guy, and they don't realize how passive-aggressive he's being. That's what nice guys really are. Everyone knows that. They're just passive-aggressive guys.
Well, if you say so.
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you think Bernie now realizes maybe he shouldn't have said that? Do you think maybe he realizes he made a mistake?
No. No, because nice guys think they're nice guys, so they don't make mistakes.
Okay. I agree. Republican debate demands. Charles, you said you don't understand why people are upset about this, which I agree with, but I do think some of the demands are silly. Pre-approved graphics?
Yeah.
I mean, that's idiotic.
Why?
Because that's up to when the network chooses what graphics go on the screen. That's just...
There has to be a limit, right?
That's
I mean,
easy.
if they just sort of put, Jeb Bush and then it said dinosaur next to it, that might be... Or serial killer.
Right. Look, personally, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I can see how some people might be turned off by it. I don't know. I also don't understand that candidates can't question each other. Well, then don't.
Right. That's again passive aggressive.
Yeah. Tom, I'm not sure why you tried to out Charles on national TV. He's not gay. He's British.
I know. That wasn't me, though. I wasn't involved in that exchange.
You were. You're the one that said he had a butt for him.
Well, I think that was more indicting Jimmy than me, really, because I could say no, theoretically. I wouldn't, but I could say no. If I wanted to, I could say no.
Okay. By the way, Trump says he won't sign the demands letter, and now the Fiorina, Kasich, and Christie campaigns say they won't sign it either, so this whole thing is pointless. Tom, you said that among the list of demands was an exact room temperature of 67 degrees, and then I believe you said, I wonder which one of the candidates felt the need to have his or her hand on the thermostat?
Yeah.
You were insinuating that it was Fiorina?
No, I just...
No, you clearly were insinuating that it was Fiorina. In fact, Fiorina's statement saying she won't be signing the letter says, quote, "We do not care whether it's 67 degrees or if our green room isn't as plush as another candidate's."
Interesting.
Yeah.
Women always like it a little bit warmer in the room. That's what I've noticed.
That's the thing. If it were a
Unless
woman,
they're
she would
going
have
for
said 77. Not 67. The Priority Motorsports ad. Kat, you said maybe there was Xanax involved.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe you have never taken Xanax.
No, what's Xanax?
Yeah. It doesn't make you dance.
No, well,
No.
maybe it does. I've heard that it can make you care less about what other people think of you and remove your anxiety. I've heard.
That is true.
If you take it with wine.
That is true, but you also tend to sit on the couch while you're not caring what other people think.
I wouldn't know. I've never tried it.
Well, should. I mean, if a doctor prescribes it for you, if it's medically necessary. Obviously.
I think what you're saying is you don't care what
was-
Andy thinks of Xanax.
That was understood.
yeah.
Xanax is the perfect drug because it does exactly what it says it's going to do. I only take it when I fly, but it does exactly, it stops me from caring if the plane is going to crash.
It didn't look like very high energy dancing. It looked kind of more like Xanax dancing.
I just can't.
Like he got nervous. He took a Xanax to calm down. He was like, "Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?" And then he took a nap.
Yeah, okay, man.
I think then in that case, Andy, I definitely think pilots should not take Xanax.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Tom, you came down pretty hard on this guy for not doing the stanky leg correctly.
Yeah.
How do you know what a good stanky leg is?
Yeah, I think I know, Andy.
Really?
Yeah.
Just one of those things?
Yeah, I just know. I've acquired some Mad dance skills.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was earlier today. I was combing through some footage, and I came across this. Can we roll that, please?
Top, more like. Like that? Okay. Yeah. You know, you gotta put your hips in it. That's it. Yeah. That's the same. There we go. Now you got it. Yeah. There we go.
You taking some secret stanky leg classes?
Where'd you get that footage, Andy?
Yeah. I was going through the daily footage like I always do.
All right, Juan taught me a few moves, but he told me not to tell anyone.
By the way, for you viewers at home, do yourself a favor and go to YouTube and look up Big Bill Hells, HELL''S, if you want to see the greatest car dealer commercial ever made. But don't if you find foul language offensive.
Wait, I'm writing this down. What did you say? It's YouTube? Did you say?
YouTube. YOU-tube.
Got it.
Big Bill Hells. It's very offensive, though, so maybe don't look it up.
I can't wait to look at it.
It really is amazing. Guy with a real gun shoots a guy with a fake gun. Charles, you brought up the shoot to wound thing. And yeah, one of the guy who was shot, one of his relatives said, quote, "Some people don't actually know how to use guns. They should be able to wound first, kill next." But if you say you're supposed to shoot to wound, you're the one who doesn't actually know how to use guns.
Right, absolutely. But this is not just him. This is everyone thinks this.
Yeah.
At least everyone I've shot.
Yeah. But literally nobody in the history of guns has been trained to shoot to wound.
No, thankfully.
Ever.
Because I don't think people who think like that know what a bullet is.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. I'm done.
Thank you, Andy. Yep. Time to take a break. Offensive parties when we come back. First, here's what's coming up on the next Kennedy. Ain't no party like a Bronx is burning party. The optics were not great. Celebrities attending a swanky party at the South Bronx warehouse. The theme was The Bronx is Burning, with trash can fires set up outside the venue, and inside cars riddled with bullet holes. Kendall Jenner, Adrian Brody, and Naomi Campbell were there, along with one fashion journalist who unironically tweeted, "In South Bronx, under 3rd Ave Bridge, at an art party in a derelict piano factory, eating Roberta's gourmet pizza. The homeless, not amused." But at least the party was for a good cause. It was thrown by real estate developers to get support for luxury condo towers that they're planning to build in the area. Oh boy. The party rankled many, including one city council speaker who tweeted, "Lack of empathy and basic awareness are signs of an ailing society. Who thought Bronx is Burning theme a good idea?" Well, look, Jimmy, I don't think you like the sight of cars with bullet holes in them.
Not the best.
But they were having fun. We all know what that means. Bronx is burning. It's like those old films of old New York, right?
That's what it was. I mean, listen, there's so many better reasons to hate these people. Adrian Brody and all of these people.
What are those reasons? Please list them.
Listen, it's just a misappropriation of anger. Because it's like, we're going to get mad at these people for having like their post-apocalyptic Halloween party. We're not actually doing anything to help the homeless people or the plight of the people that might be getting mocked. You know? I thought it was stupid.
There it is. Look, Charles. I say they were helping the homeless people because they were going to put a luxury tower in, and the area was going to be gentrified, and it's going to help everyone, right?
So I think this is a perfect example of the way left-wing people think, which is if you're a good person, nothing you can possibly do is offensive.
Yeah, that is true.
Right? So
That is so true.
it's just a general way of seeing the world, that they have the right opinions where it matters, so they are inured to the world.
Yes, it's true. I guess they don't realize because they think we have good intentions, right, Lynn?
I agree with Charles, but I also think that this particular party looks like it was just low budget. I think they just didn't have a lot of money, and they said, "What can we do for $50?"
What kind of parties do you go to? That looks real
Let's get some old cars with bullet holes. That won't cost anything. And garbage cans burning. That's nothing.
Which part of this involves Adrian Brody and the Kardashians not having
Just
money?
them being there. No, I'm saying whoever threw the party. It looked like the developers who threw the party said, "We don't want to spend a lot of money on it." The artist.
Let's be honest. I would have gone to the party, and I would have had an excellent time.
Well, yes, because Adrian Brody and all those people.
You heard me.
Yes.
You heard me.
You enjoyed yourself.
I want pizza.
Yeah.
I want booze.
Yeah.
It looks like they had all those things there. Yes, it's obviously incredibly offensive, but I hate every time something's offensive, it's like, everybody has to, what's your take on this? The take is that it was offensive, but whatever, let him party.
Why was it so offensive, though? You know what was offensive? The original piano factory, a luxury good in the middle of a working class neighborhood.
Look, everything's offensive if you think hard enough, or if you're not thinking at all.
It's true. It's true. I think they did it because it was on a budget. It's kind of like in college when you were like, why don't I make my student film about the making of a student film, right?
You think you're super creative.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, and then you fail at life.
We need to lay off Halloween, though. Like, Halloween, it's gotten so stupid.
I agree.
Everybody, it's a thing now. It's like a rite of passage every year to get mad at something that we're not following. It's Halloween. We're just pretending.
I totally agree that basically nothing is offensive and I'm never offended. But the problem is all of these people are constantly offended. So they have this sort of special category into which they put themselves where they get to do this. If we had gone to this party...
God, forget it.
Oh, my God.
But I'm going to be the bigger person by saying the homeless party was fine.
Exactly. And I wish they would just stop being offended. I don't want to stop them from having their nice parties. Okay, we'll close things out with a bedtime story. A New York City marathon runner was told he couldn't juggle during the race. Only in Obama's America. Michael Capral, an elite runner who's won marathons in the past, had planned on keeping several beanbags in the air for a 26.2-mile run. Juggling while running, it's called joggling, is a real sport. But the Killjoys who organized the event told the New York Times they banned props after the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. Says Capral, I understand there have to be security rules, but this seems like it's crossed a line where it gets to be intrusive. What I'm really disappointed about is the kids. They love to watch me joggle.
Wow.
A fellow joggler calling the ruling arguably the biggest bummer in joggling history.
Not helping.
Wow, that is really liberal use of the word arguable, isn't it? Do you think it's arguable that this is the biggest bummer, Charles?
Arguable.
In joggling history?
Yes.
Probably the only event.
I don't think there is a great amount of joggling history.
I want to know who's going to argue with you.
Yes.
That's arguable.
Well, there's obviously a big joggling community, and they're all upset, Charles. I don't know why we're laughing.
They don't have any other friends, probably.
I do think it's silly, though. I mean, unless he was sort of joggling hand grenades, there's not really much that a beanbag can do, is there?
Well, that's it. Kat, they're trying to treat this guy like he was joggling hand grenades when they were just beanbags.
I was so on this guy's team, but I didn't really read the whole story. So when I just saw that thing about how the kids like to watch me joggle,
that is bad.
I didn't feel very comfortable with that, Tom.
You didn't?
I didn't. I felt, I might say, uncomfortable with that.
Yes. Obviously,
I've been reading too much about the subway guy lately, and I'm suspicious of everyone.
Yeah, not a good sign when you always go right to the children, right, Lynne?
Joggle. The kids love to watch me joggle. No.
Look, I never ran a marathon. I used to run, and I didn't want to bring things with me. I had enough to do just doing my running.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that guy trying to get on a plane, joggling bottles of water.
I bet he does.
Or whatever hell else. Yeah, that he seems like a troublemaker. Just run. Shut up and run.
Failla, wrap it up. Couple of seconds.
This is why I don't run. Just another reason not to run. No, this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Very special thanks, Katherine Timpf, Charles Cooke, Lynne Koplitz, and Jimmy Failla. That does it for me. I'm Tom Shillue. I'll see you next time.
And pick out your whip so you can nae nae. Pick out your whip so you can nae nae. And do the stanky leg, do the stanky leg. Throw a little stanky leg, do the broken leg, do the broken leg. Do a little stanky leg, do a little bit stanky leg. Come on, pick out your whip so you can nae nae. Pick out your whip